highlights of this edition. Cần Thơ City Student Board 515 organized the memorial ceremony and reburial of remains of Martyrs at the Martyrs Cemetery. The groundbreaking ceremony of the construction of the affectionate houses for people who have contributed to the revolution in Bình Thủy, Phong Điền, Cái Răng districts. Cần Thơ pilots the flood monitoring and warning system as the proposal of the Department of Information and Communications. Hello, it's good to see you back here in this edition of Cần Thơ News and Top News today. On July 26th morning, Cần Thơ City Student Board 515 solemnly organized the memorial ceremony and reburial of remains of martyrs at Martyrs Cemetery. Attending the ceremony were Major General Hình, Deputy Commissioner of Military Zone 9, alternate member of the Party Central Committee, Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee Nguyễn Văn Hiếu, Vice Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Nguyễn Văn Hồng, and leaders of departments and armed forces of the city.
This reburial had 14 martyrs' remains gathered and handed over by the K-90 team of Military Zone 9 from July 10 to 12 at Tân Nhân Kindergarten in Tân Long Hamlet, Tân Thời Commune, Phong Điền Suburban District. The unit and identity of the martyrs have not been determined. In the solemn atmosphere, delegates respectfully offer incense and set aside a moment of silence to remember and pay tribute to the merits of the martyrs' heroes who died for independence and freedom of nation. After the memorial service, the remains were buried in the Martyrs Cemetery.
Earlier, Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee Nguyễn Văn Hiếu and leaders of the People's Committee, Vietnam Father and France Committee, and department centers of Cần Thơ City had attended the groundbreaking ceremony of the construction of the affectionate houses for people who have contributed to the revolution in Bình Thủy urban districts. The Secretary handed a symbolic board of funds for the construction of the affectionate houses to the family of Lê Thành Tân, 41% invalid, residing in area number 2, Đà Nẵng Road, worth 70 million Vietnam đồng, and Lê Thị Điểu families, 55% invalid, residing in Bình Phó B area, Long Tuyền Road, worth 100 million Vietnam đồng. The construction budget is sponsored by Phúc Sơn Group Trust Company. On this occasion, Bình Thủy urban district also presented two families of the one village saving box worth each 10 million Vietnam đồng from mobilizing sources.
Also on the same morning, Phong Điền Suburban District organized a groundbreaking ceremony to build 8 affectionate houses and donated 6 passbooks to policy families who have contributed to the revolution. Vice Chairman of the City People's Committee Nguyễn Ngọc Hè and leaders of Phong Điền and representatives of the families came to attendance. Speaking at the ceremony, Vice Chairman Nguyễn Ngọc Hè affirmed that the policy of repaying gratitude and caring for people with merit to the country is the responsibility and morality of today's generation. For the families of invalids and martyrs who have spared no flesh to sacrifice for the cause of national liberation and reunification. On this occasion, 6 families were also given 7 books. These 2 activities total 630 million Vietnam đồng, sponsored by Phú Sơn Group Johnstock Company from Phú Thọ Province.
Also on July 26th morning, Cái Răng urban district held a groundbreaking ceremony to build affectionate houses in Tân Phú Road. Standing Vice Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Dương Tấn Hiển came for attendance. On this occasion, in Cái Răng urban district, Vietnamese heroic mother Nguyễn Thị Bé and 6 families who contributed to the revolution were supported to build new houses. 3 others were supported to repair their houses. The total support and cost is nearly 700 million Vietnam đồng from mobilization sources. On the occasion of the 76th anniversary of One Village and Martyrs, July 27th, at the historical site of the Plum Garden Base in Long Tuyền Road, Bình Thủy urban district has organized a traditional exchange and education program.
Participating in the program were about 100 veterans, youth union, and students in Long Tuyền Road. Here, Colonel Võ Tấn Dũng, former Deputy Commander of the Military Command of Cần Thơ Province, presented an overview of the bright milestone of the history of the nation and Cần Thơ City, the origin and meaning of the Day of Invalids matters, especially the 6-day and 9 defense battle holding the Plum Garden Depression base of Cần Thơ Armed Forces in 1970. On this occasion, Long Tuyên Wood gave 40 gifts to disadvantaged students in the area, totaling about 16 million Vietnam dong.
On July 26 morning, Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum Protection Command and Cần Thơ City organized the planting of bamboo trees of the same variety planted at President Ho Chi Minh's Mausoleum within the campus of Hồng King's Temple in Cần Thơ City. The delegates respectfully offered incense to the Hồng Kings and their predecessors and planted bamboo. The total number is 270 bamboo trees divided into 54 clusters planted within the campus of the temple. This is one of the works to celebrate the 20th founding anniversary of Saint Run Cần Thơ City. We now move on to other news. The Admission Council of Tây-Đô University has announced the floor score for university admission according to the method of considering high school graduation exam results in 2023.
Accordingly, the score ranges from 15 to 21 points depending on the major. Accordingly, the minimum score for admission in the following majors: pharmacology in 21 points, nursing 19 points, economic law, accounting, banking and finance, business administration, marketing on 15 points.
Cần Thơ City People's Committee has just approved VNPT Cần Thơ to pilot the flood monitoring and warning system for the city as the proposal of the Department of Information and Communications. This aims to help people proactively change their travel, living and business plans, minimizing damage caused by flooding, and at the same time, leaders of cities and sectors have information and data to direct and administer related to flood protection through the integration of IOC Center. Accordingly, Cần Thơ City People's Committee assigns the Department of Information and Communications to be in charge of combining with relevant departments and localities to actively coordinate with VNPT Cần Thơ to implement and evaluate the effectiveness of implementation after the pilot period. The system is pilotly operated for 6 months and is funded by VNPT Cần Thơ. After the pilot period, the effectiveness of implementing investment procedures will be evaluated according to regulations. Information on the construction situation of Mỹ Thuận Cần Thơ Expressway project. Representatives of the project management board said that up to now, the project has completed 65% of contract values, 1.33% behind the plan. The project management board is monitoring and will shift the workload of tardy construction contractors that affect the progress.
Currently, contractors that are in charge of packages XL01, XL02, XL03 have plans to compensate for slow volumes, increase resources, finances, and shifts, aiming to make up for the delayed workload by August 2023. Also, according to the leader of Mỹ Thuận Project Management Board, based on the results of site inspection, the management unit has agreed with the Construction Investment Management Agency, Ministry of Transport. If in August 2023 the delay continues, the Project Management Board will plan to reduce the volume of units in other projects invested by the board to focus construction resources on completing bidding packages.
Now, as usual, before moving to the close, let's take a quick look at the updated weather forecast. The updated with a forecast. Also wrapped up this edition of Continues. If you want to watch again in this bulletin, please visit our website, kênh TV.vn. And now thanks for being with us. Goodbye and see you next time.